Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67, and today is Design Team Project Day for WhichCraftDoYouDo for May. I am once again using the Gentleman Tailor digital kit. I love this kit. It has 70 pages. It is vintage slash grungy slash steampunk. So this is not a full set. I have been using this and I've been cutting from it, but it'll just give you an idea. So you've got sentiments, some numbers, some more sort of like labels, plaques, lots of little cutout advertising pieces. That plays heavily on playing cards. So you've got playing card symbols, you've got hats which are perfect for steampunk, clock faces, cards, back and front card styles. You've got gentlemen, all sorts in here. Some spools, like thread spool labels, background pages, all sorts of bits and pieces in here. And again, they come in varying sizes, varying colours, buttons and bow ties and ties. You have some headless figures, which is such fun. I did a video, I'll link at the end, using the headless figures. You've got light bulbs, butterflies, just everything you could want. So I love working with this kit. I did work with this last month also. So as I said, I'll link that video at the end. But yes, so I'm working with this 70 pages, available on both the website and I believe the Etsy store. Now with WhichCraftDoYouDo, the ladies have given a discount code, which I will link below, for 25% off all your digitals in both the Etsy store and the online store with WhichCraftDoYouDo. So I'll link that. Yeah, so that's the kit that I'm working with again this month. And I've decided I'm making just a little set of cards, greeting cards. So I made a gift box just with some scrapbook paper, and I have embellished the front with elements from the kit, the Gentleman Tailor, and it's the Gentleman Tailor Collection. And inside I've done two, and we'll do two more today. So I've just made some envelopes to suit, but I've made two greeting cards just using elements from the kit and some other bits and pieces. So we're going to make two more of those today. So I'm just going to leave them there for reference because I'll probably do very similar on the next two cards. Now for my backgrounds for these cards, I'm using the, now I have got them up on screen, the authentic vintage postcards. I have bought quite a few sets of these from the ladies, and they are beautiful. They are genuine vintage, dates like 1931, but I've had them as far back as 1918 and things like this. So I'll link these below also. They're a really great resource to have on hand for your ephemera and things. So I'll pop those there. And for this project, I've just got a few picked out from another set that I have. I want to, instead of using the pictures of my postcards, I want to use the writing, because when you buy a pack, you have so many that are plain and so many with handwriting on them, and they're just beautiful. So I want to use those as my backgrounds today in the cards. And before I get on to making the cards, I'm just going to decorate my backgrounds because I want to do some stamping. And I think I'm going to stick with these two because they just have that really old look. And I can't see a date on, oh yes, here we go. And that says 18, so I'm assuming 1918. And this one does not have a date. But anyway, so what I want to do on these, I'm just going to do some background stamping. So I've got a darkroom door textured stamp in that like Harlequin pattern. And I'm just going to stamp on the back, or create a background. If you look closely on these, you can see it in the background there. So I'm just going to use some fired brick Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just lightly going to ink that up and I'm just going to randomly stamp over the postcard. Just sort of real simple like that. I'll just do a little bit more along this bottom edge. So just that one, and I'm going to do the same for this one. And just like that. So that will take a little bit of time to dry. I also want to use, I'm going to use the Miller and French stamp set. Please excuse my voice. I think I'm coming down with a cold or something. And again, I'm just randomly going to stamp. And I do love the big round seal stamp. This one here. So I'm just going to pick a spot and stamp something like that there. I'm going to use the smaller one and stamp sort of maybe there. And I'm going to just go off a little bit like there, that kind of thing. And I also want to use, I've taken them out of their original packaging, so I'm just going to pop that there. I really want some text, I think, so I'm going to pop this on here. Even though we've got text there, I'm just going to put a little bit more, just maybe kind of there. A lot of this will be covered up, but you know, it's all in building that background. That one's a bit smudgy, and I'm just going to, there's a date here, I think. Is there a date? 1827. So I'm just going to stamp that around a little bit. And we'll put one, say, there. And we'll put one up here. Just like that sort of thing. So that's just a bit of hand stamping. Now, what I also want to do is with this stencil that I also got from the ladies, when I made my purchase, they send you a little thank you gift. So this was in one of the thank you gifts. It's a stencil with the number 51. And I love this idea. So I'm just going to lay that down with watercolor pencil. I'm just going to kind of like go around my stencil, kind of sort of like that. I'm not being real careful in how I do it. So I've got a 51 there. I'm going to turn it and put another one here. And I might even put sort of one about, I might turn it again and put one about there. Like I said, some of this might get covered up. We can always come back in and redo where we need it, if we need it. So that's that one. And then for this one, I've just got another layering stencil from Tim Holtz with some numbers. So I'm going to just use this one as well. And again, just same deal. I'm just going to go around the numbers using some watercolor pencil. I'm not being careful at all at this stage. And I might just put this 6 here. Alright, so that's going to do for now. Like I said, we can always come back in. Now with my water brush, now some of this background is not dry. You can see I've smudged it a bit. Please excuse me. But as I said, I think it all just adds to just making a nice sort of a textured background. So I'm just going to use my water brush and I'm just going to fill in colour in this watercolour just to make my numbers. So here I am being a little bit careful. I've done this technique before on camera. I just really love it. So I'm just going to colour in all these numbers. That. And the same with this 7 over here. So that's that one, and then I'm just going to quickly do this one as well. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. And the last one here. All right, so that's our backgrounds done. So I'm just going to put those to the side to dry off while we work on our card bases. All right, so I'll just put them up there. I may need to use the heat gun. All right, so the cards measure 6 by 4, so that's 6 inches by 4. They usually like for a portrait, but I'm just using them on the landscape size today. So I have just got a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. It's kind of like a grey, dark grey colour, and I'm just going to cut that down. And I want to cut, because it's a 6 by 4, I want to cut one cut at 6. So I'm just going to cut it at 6, and then I'm going to turn that and cut it at 8, because the card front is 4, but then for the back it's another 4. So 4 and 4 is 8. So that's an 8, and we'll cut this one as an 8 as well. So we get 2 pieces of that left over. So that's our card bases, and all I need to do here is I'm just going to fold them in half. It's a little stiff to get it to fold really exact, but once you've burnished it down, it sort of comes back well. So that's number 1 and number 2, just like that. So I'm going to turn them like that. Now I have just again cut from my stash just some pieces of scrapbooking paper. I just really liked the red. I wanted to play on the red. And then I've just cut 2 pieces for the insert. So we'll pop those on. I should ink a little bit around there. My cutter is a little bit blunt, so it does leave some jaggy edges. I'll quickly just ink around here. I suppose I could ink around my cardstock, because again it's got those bit of jaggy edge. So I'll just quickly do that. And just along here you can see it's a bit white. Like that. So that's that one, and this one. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to stick these down. I used to make cards all the time, and then I went on to more junk journaling, but I do enjoy making a card, and there's not many masculine cards out there that are, you know, a little different. So I thought this could be a really nice idea. So I'm just going to kind of level that up as best I can to the center of that card, kind of, sort of. Give that a bit of a burnish. And we'll do the same with this one. in and about like that. All right, so that's our 2 cards done, and then these will just go inside there. So I'll just leave those out for now. Now, we'll bring in our postcards. Like I said, I might need to just touch them up a little bit with the heat gun because they're still a little wet. But that's the sort of idea I'm going for, that sort of thing. But I want to really rough up those edges a bit on the postcards. I've just sort of tore them in places and made them a little bit rough. So I'm going to do that. Just excuse me. I think I am getting a cold. All right, so how are they? Not too bad. So I'm just going to go around and just rip them kind of in some places just to rough that up a bit. That red is still a bit wet. That is still a bit wet there. I don't want to smudge it too much. And just kind of go around and, yeah, just make it look older than it already is. Just that sort of thing on that one, and then the same on this one. They don't take much because they're already old, so it's easy to make them look older. And how is everyone today? I'm sorry I didn't ask you that. I hope everyone is well. What is today? Wednesday. This week again is flying by. Spoke to my daughter yesterday. She's back to work now, so still not completely well, but you know, well enough. So I'm grateful that she is better. All right, so I'm just going to go around these with a bit of distress ink. Trying hard not to smudge that background. I don't know, distress, the oxide does tend to take a little bit longer to dry than the distress ink. Whatever's in the oxide sort of sits on the surface, so it takes that bit longer. But anyway, so that's that one, and I should put this glue on here before that all dries up. And we'll distress this one. All right. Now, ordinarily, I would sew around this, but I am sort of going to, I don't know, try to do a few projects that don't have sewing on them moving forward, just to save me that extra step in some projects. A lot of projects I'll still sew, but yeah, this one I'm not. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to stick this postcard down, and I'm just leveling it up in kind of the middle of that panel sort of thing, just like that. And I'll do the same with this one. About like that, and that is starting to clog up. Typical, isn't it? Anyway, we shall continue. All right, so I've cut some elements from the kit. I've got some fussy cuts already done here, and my idea is I've got the 2 gentlemen that I want to put down I've also cut some clock faces, which I love, those big clock faces. I've got a sentiment piece or an advertising piece, these great little playing cards, all sorts of things. So we're just going to start and have a bit of a fiddle. So we might start with this gentleman here. So what have we already got? We've already got that and that. So the Gentleman Tailor. So we'll just kind of see how we go. Like I said, a lot of those could be covered up, what we've already done in the background, but that's okay. So I sort of like something like that on there. And I love these little playing cards. So I'm going to cut out a few of those. And I just kind of want to create some sort of little stack like I have done on that one. That type of thing to sort of go there like that. I have cut out a hat so we could sort of give him, although that doesn't work, I don't like that. Now I've also cut from the sheet some of these kind of elements from the playing cards. There's a sheet of hearts, diamonds, clubs and spades. So I thought I might just sort of incorporate something like that in there around that sort of thing. Maybe not that one, maybe the diamond. I just really love the red. So I'm sort of happy with that to start with. So we might ink up and lay a lot of that down. Put that one off to the side. So I'll bring in some ink. And we'll start with our little cards. Just ink everything up. And the diamond. And this background piece. Alright, so I'll do this one first. So I wanted that there, but I also want to put a straight pin. Again, another purchase from the ladies at WhichCraftDoYouDo. I love these rusted straight pins. So I'm thinking I'm just going to pop it in here, just for an element of metal. Because it's rusted, it does, and I just want to go, oh, where'd that go? I don't know, so we'll try again. So in, out, and then I'm just going to go back in so that that sharp edge of the pin is not poking out, and then just feed that through. So that just kind of adds a bit of a metal element, but it's a pin because it's a tailor, and they're sort of dressmakers, suit makers, clothing makers. Okay, so we'll pop that one down as our background piece. Put extra glue around that pin. Alright, so I'm just going to lay that around about there. Kind of, sort of, keeping it straight. Is that straight? That'll do. Now, a gentleman's going to sort of sit there. So I want to put my heart here, about there. I'm just going to sort of offset that a bit, like that. And my diamond over this side. Diamond there. And with these playing cards, like I said, I want to make a bit of a stack like that. again, just to bring in another metal element, I am just going to staple those onto him. I've done that in the other one and I really like the look. So I'm just going to grab my stapler, and if I can, I'm just going to staple that all on together, and then that will sort of sit kind of there like that. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it onto some foam tape so that it sits up nice and high. So I always like to use a bit of art or glue when I'm using this tape, because it is only cheap and I'm not sure how it will hold up in the long term. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue down and then stick my tape onto the glue, and then that should make sure that it stays there. And just a little bit on those cards as well. Like that. Alright, and then that will sit up nice and high against that background. Love it. Alright, so I'll pull these off. Put a bit more glue on. And we'll put him in place. And I sort of want to keep it kind of level, about like that. Alright, I love it. I like that. Now, I want to find the sentiments. They are back here. And there's one lot. Where's my other lot? Sorry, guys. I was organised. Here we go. And there's some numbers too. So I think we might need to put a number on there. So what have we got? The Gentleman Tailor. We haven't used that. I haven't used that one yet. And that is the name of the kit. So I think I will. I'm going to cut out that one. I'll just cut that down to size. And I just think I might sort of poke that in across there like that. Or I could actually run it up the side like that. I don't know, because that looks a little blank, but then we could put a number there. So I do like it here better, tucked under those cards a bit. And then we might just pick a number just to, I don't know, run up that side a bit. And we've got some 5s on there, so I might stick to this one because it's got a few 5s in it. Or it's got 2 5s in it. And then we can just kind of put that there. I might swing it that way. Just something to fill that up. Or do I want to put it up there? No, I like it down there. All right, so that's what we're going to do on this one. So we'll finish that off now. So again, a little bit more ink. This one down, put it in this corner, and then this one here, a bit of ink, and we'll put this one on here. Just tuck it up under those playing cards and kind of have it sitting about there like that. And I could have put a little bit of mounting tape underneath there, but that'll be fine. So there we go. There's our first one. Now I also want to just pop a couple little, I've got some black acrylic dots. I think they're called dewdrops or something. So again, I bought these from WhichCraftDoYouDo, and they're just a little black acrylic piece, and I just think they look great. So I'm just going to pop a couple of those around the place. They are a bit fiddly for me, but I love the end result. So I'm just going to do that kind of thing. Put a bit of glue down. They don't take much. On there. Put this one on the edge here. And I'll put this one on here. All right, so there's card number 1 done. I like it. Nice and 3D, lots of different elements, lots of things to look at, but it all kind of just blends in. All right, so that's number 1. So we'll just put that to the side over here, and we'll work on this second one here. So on this one, I love the big clock face. So I think I will use that. And what else have I got? So I've got 2 clock faces cut. I've got a spool, because I thought that could come in handy. A couple of those. I've got the Dapper hat. I've already used that one. I've got that kind of thing. I've even picked out some of those, and I love that too. So what's this piece here? It's a hat. Some more of the small playing cards. So let's have a look and see what we come up with here. All right, so that's the gentleman we want to use, and I want to use a clock face, even though it's going to cover up a lot of that, but I can pull it to the side. So it just works. It does cover up a lot of our background, but I don't mind it. We've got these ones here. I'm thinking I could probably poke in behind. I don't know about, I think I might like that colour better. That sort of thing. And then what else have we got? I do like these. They're the Tim Holtz. I love those, and I do love some more playing cards. Put that something like that. It's a bit wasted. They're better in the black, so maybe not that. Maybe I could put something like that underneath the clock a bit, kind of, sorta. And then a number again. We'll grab a number or a sentiment. Bit of a number there, and then this one, charming cobbler. That could be nice. Is he a cobbler? Distinguished job. We've used those. The refined razor. Old world outfitter. Old world outfitter could be cool. I do like the charming cobbler. That's nice. I might use one of these more squarer ones this time and just see what that looks like. Just put that right there. I do like that. So I think we might leave it at that, I'm thinking. Oh, there is, actually, let me see if I can find the button page. Might cut a button real quick and see if that might work well too. I might go for this one here. Not real great at cutting in circles. And we can maybe put a button down there. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's do that. So once again, we are going to ink some areas, ink all these elements up. that. We want this one. Button. Big old clock face. And our playing cards. And our number. All right. Okay, so let's just start. We're going to start with our clock face. That is probably a good area to put it because that has smudged there. So we'll put that there like that. Excuse me again. Very runny nose. I hate a runny nose. All right, so we'll put that one down there. Keeping our 12 up straight. Put that one right there. And then I did kind of want that off to the side a bit, didn't I? And I like the button down over here. So we'll put our button on. Even putting a real button on here would be really nice. Let's put that there. I'm just going to bring him back in just to see. I shouldn't have put that button there because I'm going to end up covering it up. But anyway, it's there. So we might put that one about there. So I'm going to bring that in around about there. He's going to sit over that like there. And then I want my playing cards. And I'm thinking I'm going to use another straight pin and pin these two playing cards together. If I don't pin my fingers. Oh, that's difficult. And I just need to poke that back through. All right, that's not through yet. Oh. All right, and that just makes that look really old with a straight pin. I love those straight pins. And we're going to pop those there, and then they get all a bit old and wrinkly looking. I love that. So I'll put those there like that. I'll be able to get them to stick down well enough. I'll put lots of glue around that pin to make sure it can stick. Okay, and I'll pop that on an angle like that. We've got our number. I'll just put that down in that corner. And then again, I'm going to put him up onto some foam tape so that he sort of sits above everything. Hope I'm in camera. Sorry if I'm not. That there, put that one there. And one more little bit up that side. Oh, I don't even need that. All right, pop those away, and then we'll take the backings off of here. Not such an easy task sometimes for me. And a bit more glue. And then we'll pop him down. that, and then we will pop the sentiment. Where is it? The Charming Cobbler. And I'll just put that straight over the top of him. There. And I just want to do just a little bit more of something, a bit of hand stamping or something just in that top corner. I could probably make that number a bit darker. That could be an idea. There's my watercolour pencil. I might just make that 2 a bit darker. All the other numbers have been covered up. And I'm just going to pick again from the stamp set, and I'm just going to pick something just to stamp on that section up the top there. Where's my ink gone? Lost them. Oh, there it is. So pop that. Oh, well, that's where it fell. That's where it will be. Just like that, just to give it something a little bit more. And I am going to take another one of these small seal stamps, and I'm just going to randomly stamp it over here like that. I like that. I do. I think that's cool. All right. So there we go. There are 2 more cards for my set. Now that is, so one more thing I want to do before we say goodbye, just to define those edges around those postcards. I'm just going to use a watercolor pencil. These are Tim Holtz and this is Ground Espresso. And I'm just going to go around those edges of the postcard, giving it a bit of depth. That one, and I'm going to do the same for this one. And I'm just going to hit that with the watercolor water brush just to smudge it out a bit. Just like that. Give it just a little bit of an edge, and that will again, of course, dry lighter. So it'll just define that edge a bit. And there we have it. So there you go, guys. A set of greeting cards for a man, using the Gentleman Tailor Collection from WhichCraftDoYouDo. Love this kit. It's just, yeah, you can dress it up or grunge it up. The other ones, the other project I did last month with it wasn't so vintagey. It was more steampunk and a bit, you know, cleaner. So it really depends what you want to do. But I love it. It's a versatile kit. 70 pages, so many elements. You will go and use it all the time. All right, everyone, all the links for the products will be down below. Please don't forget that discount code available on both the Etsy and their online store. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.